Because when you start talking honestly, you show others up. And I think Australians have been captured by guilt politics and now identity politics. And if we call out and say the emperor has no clothes, we're now the bad guys. Um, and when it's come to the issue of domestic and family violence, which is another issue that I've advocated on as well as my mother, we we've been wanting to tackle it from an honest perspective in that where um, it is most prevalent in remote communities is where traditional culture still plays a huge role. So things like cultural payback, the fact that women are second rate to men, we haven't had our feminist movement. That young girls are still married off in arranged marriages. No one wants to hear those. For those Indigenous Australians who have largely, unfortunately, because of our history, lost their culture and language, often romanticize about what culture is. And their narrative is stronger because they've had an education, they've got access to media, and they want to maintain that sort of romanticism around culture, whereas those just living it day to day are suffering as a result of those aspects that are detrimental. And so my mother and I have been trying to call out those detrimental aspects for the purpose of progressing forward and supporting those victims, marginalised victims. Um, and we're often, called sellouts, or that we're betraying our own people. Um, it's a bit like telling someone who's been part of a Catholic church, don't call out the sexual abuse that's happened in your church, otherwise you're selling out your church. But there's this different way of thinking when it comes to Indigenous Australians that we're not allowed to do that. But I'm here to say that's got to stop, and that's what I'll continue to do and pursue this for the benefit of improving the lives of those who are victimised.